Welcome to this Burst Blast instructional video brought to you by Agile Dragon Group. To see this video and others, join the Dragon Den. Remember, Infor Burst, it's all we do.
In this lesson, we're going to discuss chart formatting. When you're working in Visualizer on a chart or graph, there are many formatting settings that you can adjust. To access these settings, first click the paintbrush icon in the upper right-hand side of the screen. Once you click the paintbrush icon, you're presented with several options for formatting that you can make adjustments to. Each section is listed on the left-hand side. From the General section, you can adjust the colors of your charts or visualizations. You can apply these colors globally or per measure. You can also adjust axes formatting. You'll notice here that we can make adjustments to the x-axis and the y-axis. Most axis properties relate to fonts, colors, font sizes, and so forth. You can also make adjustments to legends and tooltips. In the left image, we're displaying the Legends section, where you can see that we can turn the legend on and off. We can also determine the position of the legend, and once again, adjust fonts and colors. Tooltips are also part of your visualizations, and they can be adjusted. If you look at the right image on this screen, there are tooltips for the measure and both dimensions that are on this chart. You can turn those on and off with the checkboxes, and once again, you can control the fonts. Another feature of a visualization in Birst is the ability to display values. On this image, on the left, display values is turned off, and display values is turned on the right-hand side. To work with display values, it's a two-step process. First, from the chart settings on the upper ribbon, you have to turn display values on. Once display values are turned on, you can then click the paintbrush icon and then navigate to the displays values section on the left. Once you do so, you can then make adjustments once again to fonts and colors, as well as how the values display. Another popular option is to adjust conditional formatting. In order to invoke conditional formatting, you will first need to drop a value into the color section of the ribbon. Once you drop a value in the color section, you can then once again move to the paintbrush icon and then navigate to the conditional section on the left-hand side. There's basic conditional formatting, which is easy to set by dragging and dropping the bar on the right-hand side and assigning colors. You can also get advanced if you understand Birst query language, and with advanced conditional formatting, you basically set if conditions, and you can get extremely specific with the conditional formatting by using Birst query language. Now let's take a look at some of these settings inside of the product. I'm going to navigate into Birst where I have a simple visualization opened. First thing that I'm going to do is I'm simply going to click on the paintbrush icon, and I'm going to show you where we apply settings. As you saw in the slides, we have the general section where I can apply color formatting. I can do this globally or per measure. In this instance, I only have one measure on my chart, so I only have one option. When I open this up, I'm taken to the color palettes that I can choose. We have x-axis properties, and we also have y-axis properties. First thing that we can pay attention to is that we can turn them on and off. And as you see, I turned off the x-axis and it disappeared from the bottom. If I turn that back on, now I can see the x-axis appears. I can remove the title. If you watch what I do here, I take the title off and then it disappears. The remaining settings are really about fonts and the format. So what kind of font do I want? Do I want it to be bold or italic and so forth? As for legends, if I go to legends, we'll notice that my current legend is down here at the bottom where it says quantity shipped. I can move that to the top. You'll see that my legend moves up here, or left and right. I can also just turn the legend off altogether and adjust the fonts. Now, tooltips are when I hover inside of a chart, I see these tooltips that pop up. If I navigate to the tooltips, I can turn them off, and once again, I can adjust the text. As I move down a little bit, if you're looking at numbers, you can even have the numbers formatted. Now, display values, we talked about in the slides that that's a two-step process. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click Done here, and I'm going to navigate up here to the top to this icon that says Chart Settings. From Chart Settings, the first thing that I'll need to do is turn on display values. I'm going to turn that on, and you can see that my display values have automatically come onto my visualization. Once I turn them on, I can then navigate to the paintbrush and then go to my display values, and I can make adjustments to how the values are presented. And the final thing that we want to discuss is conditional formatting. Now, remember from the slides, I said that I first need to drop a value into the color section in order for me to control conditional formatting. So I'm going to search for my measure called quantity shipped, and I'm going to drag and drop that into the color section. Now, once quantity shipped is in the color section, you'll notice that it is changing color based on this threshold here at the top, but I can get even more specific by navigating to the paintbrush icon and go to conditional formatting. And then I can choose basic, or I can choose advanced. First, I'm going to show you basic. I'm going to turn this on, and notice that I can adjust the values here, just moving up or down on the number. I can also just type in here if I wanted this to be 50,000. Whoops. If I wanted to change this to 50,000, for example, simply type 50,000, and then everything above 50,000 should be green and below red. You can adjust the colors here, even use a eyedropper if you have a specific color. If you'd prefer to use advanced, when you go to advanced, you have to specify a condition. This is where you would use Birst query language to control an if, then else statement. You'll notice here I have if, and I can do else if, or I can do else. So that concludes our quick demo. I hope that you'll visit us more to see additional videos that we continue to add to the den. Thank you for your time.
Like this video? See it and others like it in the Dragon Den. The Dragon Den is Agile Dragon Group's free Birst community and knowledge base. Just follow the QR code on your screen and apply for access. I look forward to seeing you in the den. Have a good day.